Welcome back to another exciting edition of this series entitled, What is a Bumfiddler? We're going to answer one of history's greatest mysteries. What is a Bumfiddler right now? Little delay there, but I like that delay. I think that means the computer's running well. When you have that little slight delay between. See, it was much sharper that time. Where was it? It was a little slow over there the first time. And we're going to tell you, what is a Bumfiddler right now? Just like I planned it. All right, so let's get into it. What is a Bumfiddler? So, a Bumfiddler, there's a lot of different terms for it. So I didn't mean to start with Oxford. Let's start with Oregon Live, which is the Oregonian, I believe a newspaper based out of Oregon, as the name would suggest. And their definition here of the Bumfiddler, to bumfiddle, means to pollute or spoil something, in particular by scribbling or drawing on a document to make it invalid. A bumfiddler is someone who does precisely that. So it seems like a very good-natured use of the word. I mean, the person you'd be angry at because they've invalidated your document. I don't know what that would mean. Is like writing void all over your check or intentionally spilling something on a document that had to be in pristine condition. But I believe it is an old term. So that's one of the definitions of bumfiddler. It just means to pollute or spoil something. So I think you're free to call anyone a bumfiddler at any point in time. The other definitions, though, are a little bit more shocking. We go over to the Oxford English Dictionary now, and they declare that a bumfiddler is a person who makes a sexual advance towards another, and I believe they have also declared that this term is somewhat obsolete. It was from around the year 1611 was maybe the only time it had been used, or not only time, but around the time it had been used. But other variations of the word, like bumfiddle, have come up. So, a bumfiddle, a violin, especially a bass violin, also a person who plays the viol or whatever there. And then bumfiddle transitive to beat, strike, or thrash. Bombast, bomfiage. But again, all of these things from around the year 1599, 1595, 1808. So a very different definition of the Oregonian's definition over here to pollute or spoil something. But there are some other sources, of course. We can also check out what maybe a bumfiddler is on one of my favorite sources, Urban Dictionary. And by favorite, I just mean I can't believe it exists. It's a wild, wild west internet. A lot of the things you see on Urban Dictionary, the very nature of them is horrifying, grotesque. But nonetheless, I feel that it's important to really research the root of these terms and get to all of the meanings. That way I know when and how I can use each of these terms. I would like to use bumfiddler in my day-to-day life. So let's see here. A bumfiddler. This was added in 2010 by someone named Jeremiah1234. I guess 1233 was taken. Bumfiddler, someone who fiddles with their own bums, or a mate's bum. Example, Roger. I went into Frankie's room and he was fingering himself. End quote. Jermaine. Well, that dude is a bumfiddler. Okay, so I mean, it's very literal in that sense. It's not a person making a advance at anyone else. It's not the verb of to beat, strike, or thrash, like a bumfiddler. You know, that seems more evil there. And then it doesn't seem like anyone who's spoiling a document there either. So, a new definition, playing with your own bum or your mate's bum. So this is another one that I found quite peculiar, but enlightening as well. Another definition of bumfiddle is simply an action where you flex your bum cheeks and somehow figure out how to get to play a fiddle with it. Figure out how to play a fiddle with it. So that means, I guess you would have to position the fiddle somewhere near your rear or have it mounted on a stand, because they do have those really cool bass stands and maybe fiddle stands where you could just sit it up. But playing a fiddle with your bum cheeks, I think they're assuming that maybe the bow goes in the bum. cheeks there because I don't think the fiddle itself could fit in there. So it'd have to be the bow. And then the example here is, oh my God, that guy is such a good bum fiddler! Exclamatory. And then next quote, yeah, look at his booty flex that fiddle in such a violent way. So this does seem to imply that you would be holding the fiddle in your bum cheeks, not the bow for the fiddle. That would make it difficult. So I guess if you're holding the fiddle in your bum and you're having to play with the bow in your hand still, okay, I mean, it seems doable. I actually think that's doable. I think you could do it. I think the fingering would be a little bit tough, and I'm talking about the positioning on the fiddle. I'm not talking about what those last guys were doing in that previous example. All right, let's just go blind here. Bum fiddle, Bateson 87 is a bum fiddle. Yeah, I don't know what that is. So that's the other thing. Sometimes there are no definitions. But either way, I think we've gotten a good, wide understanding of what a bum fiddler is. I hope this has been enlightening for you. It's certainly been enlightening for me. I'm going to bounce out. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Love you to pieces. I'll see you next time.